1 second. That is all it takes to go from living in your own home to a permanent hospital bed. The warning signs were there for years, the shuffle, the hesitation, but you ignored them. Don't let gravity claim your freedom. This is your survival guide. I want you to listen very closely to what I am about to tell you, because the reality of what happens inside your body as you age is far more terrifying than any fictional story. There is a specific silence that falls over a household when independence is lost. It often starts with a sound that haunts me as a medical professional. It is not a scream. It is the dry, brittle snap of a hip bone fracturing against a hard floor. In that split second, life as you know it is erased. The ability to walk to the kitchen, to visit a friend, to use the bathroom alone, gone. But here is the chilling truth that most people refuse to see. That fall was not an accident. It was the final, catastrophic failure of a system that had been screaming for help for years, sending you warning signals that you ignored because you thought they were just normal aging. You might have noticed it already. The subtle shuffle in your step, the way your hand instinctively hovers over the wall when you walk down a hallway, the moment you stop striding confidently and start scanning the floor for tripping hazards. You tell yourself you are just being careful, but deep down, your body knows the truth. Your biological machinery is breaking down, and the clock is ticking toward that inevitable fall. EldraFit Nutrition sends its warmest greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today because we refuse to let that be your future. If you value your independence and want to uncover the truth about how to reclaim the strength of your youth, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel right now. Your support gives us the motivation to continue researching and bringing you these life-saving insights. Now let us look deeper into this mystery. Why do we shuffle? Why do we lose our balance? Modern medicine often obsesses over cholesterol numbers or blood pressure, yet it frequently misses the most accurate indicator of your functional age, your gait. In my 2 decades of practice, I have learned that the way you walk tells me more about your survival potential than your medical chart ever could. Walking is not merely the act of moving your legs. It is a miraculous, high-speed symphony of biological engineering. To take a single, confident step, 5 distinct systems must fire in perfect synchronization. Your brain must calculate the terrain. Your nerves must transmit that data at lightning speed. Your circulation must pump oxygen-rich blood to the extremities. Your muscles must contract with explosive force, and your joints must glide without friction. When you see an older adult shuffling, you are not seeing old age. You are witnessing a system failure. You are seeing a brain that is losing contact with its feet. You are seeing muscles that are starving for fuel and nerves that are stripping their insulation. The medical community often tells you that slowing down is inevitable. They lie. Decline is not a requirement of aging. It is a consequence of specific nutritional deficiencies that cause these 5 systems to collapse. We treat the shuffle as a symptom, but it is actually a diagnosis. It is your body telling you that it is running out of the raw materials needed to keep you upright. If we do not intervene immediately to repair these 5 pillars of movement, gravity will eventually win. But we can intervene. We can reverse this. Before we reveal the specific nutritional tools to fix this, I want you to pause and perform a quick self-assessment. Be honest with yourself, as your answer could be the first step towards saving your mobility. Please leave a comment below with your answer, A or B. When you are walking in a familiar place, like your own home, where are your eyes usually looking? A. I look straight ahead or around the room, trusting my feet to know where to go. B. I find myself looking down at the floor just in front of my feet to make sure I don't trip. Type A or B in the comments. Your answer reveals more about your neurological health than you might think. As we continue our journey to rebuild your gait from the inside out, we must confront the invisible engine that drives every step you take: energy and communication. You can have the strongest bones in the world, but if the batteries are dead and the wires are cut, the machine will not move. This brings us to number 4 on our list, a food that acts as the ultimate biological battery for your legs: sweet potatoes. Many seniors experience a frightening sensation where their legs suddenly feel hollow, as if the strength has just evaporated mid-stride. This is often a failure of glycogen, the fuel your muscles store for movement. Unlike simple sugars that cause your energy to crash, the complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes provide a slow, steady release of power, ensuring your leg muscles have the stamina to carry you through the entire day. But the true magic of the sweet potato lies in its potassium content. Every time you take a step, your brain sends an electrical impulse to your muscles. Potassium is the electrolyte that allows this electricity to conduct. When your potassium is low, that signal becomes weak and static-filled. Your muscles hesitate. They tremble. By keeping your potassium levels high, you ensure that the command to move is executed with crisp electrical precision. Furthermore, the beta-carotene that gives this tuber its orange hue converts to vitamin A, sharpening the vision you rely on to navigate uneven sidewalks and shadows, effectively acting as the guidance system for your gait. However, fuel is useless without the machinery to use it, which leads us to number 3, eggs. Here we face the greatest enemy of aging, sarcopenia, the involuntary loss of muscle mass. It is a silent thief that steals your strength year by year. Eggs are your primary defense because they are rich in leucine, a specific amino acid that acts as the ignition switch for muscle repair. Aging muscles become stubborn. They refuse to rebuild themselves unless triggered by a high dose of leucine. Eggs provide this trigger, forcing your body to maintain the muscle density required to lift your legs against gravity. But the most profound benefit of eggs is found in the yolk, in a nutrient called choline. This is the raw material for acetylcholine, the chemical messenger that bridges the gap between your nerves and your muscles. Think of it as the high-speed internet connection between your brain and your feet. When choline is deficient, the message "lift your foot" arrives a fraction of a second too late. In that delay lies the stumble. In that lag lies the fall. By consuming eggs, you are insulating your neural wiring, ensuring that when your brain commands a step, your body obeys instantly and without hesitation. We have fueled the engine and repaired the structural machinery, but now we must ascend to the highest level of biological control, the protection of your nervous system and the brain itself. This brings us to number 2 on our list, wild-caught salmon. To understand why this fish is essential, you must visualize your nerves not as simple strings, but as complex electrical wires coated in a vital insulation called myelin. This myelin sheath ensures that the command to move travels from your spine to your foot at lightning speed. As we age, inflammation acts like a slow-burning fire, stripping away this insulation. When the myelin degrades, the signal stutters. You try to step, but the message arrives a fraction of a second too late, or with too much static. The omega-3 fatty acids found in abundance in wild salmon are the specific raw materials your body uses to rebuild this protective sheath. They extinguish the systemic inflammation that makes your joints stiff and your movements rigid, effectively waterproofing your internal wiring against the ravages of time. Furthermore, the astaxanthin in wild salmon aids in rapid muscle recovery, ensuring that your legs do not feel heavy and leaden day after day, but remain responsive and ready to move. And finally, we arrive at the single most important food for restoring your gait. Number 1, blueberries. You might be surprised to find a fruit at the apex of this hierarchy, but the reason is profound. Walking is, fundamentally, a cognitive activity. Every single step requires your brain to perform billions of microcalculations regarding balance, spatial awareness, and velocity. When we see an elderly person shuffling, we are often witnessing a brain that is struggling to process this data stream. Blueberries possess a unique superpower. Their deep blue pigments, known as anthocyanins, have the rare ability to breach the blood-brain barrier. This is a physiological fortress that blocks most other compounds, but it welcomes these antioxidants. Once inside, they target the specific regions of the motor cortex responsible for coordination. They scrub away the oxidative rust that dulls your reaction times. By consuming blueberries, you are not just feeding your body, you are upgrading the software that controls your entire existence. You are sharpening the neural pathways that allow you to navigate the world not with the hesitation of age, but with the instinctive, automatic confidence of your prime. Possessing these individual nutritional keys is only the beginning. The true power is unlocked when you combine them into a single, cohesive strategy. You must understand that nutrition is not a solo act. It is a symphony. The biological magic happens in the synergy. When you place a piece of wild salmon next to a serving of leafy greens, you are not just eating two different foods. The healthy fats from the fish act as a transport vehicle, grabbing the fat-soluble vitamin K from the greens and ferrying it directly into your bloodstream. Without that fat, much of the vitamin would be lost. This is why I urge you to construct meals, not just eat ingredients. Imagine a dinner where the protein protects your muscle mass, the greens defend your bones, and the blueberries you have for dessert shield your brain. When these elements hit your system simultaneously, the healing effect is exponential, not additive. However, there is one invisible variable that can sabotage all your efforts: hydration. You can eat the most perfect diet in existence, but if you are dehydrated, you will continue to stiffen and shuffle. Your muscles are roughly 75% water. Your spinal discs are hydraulic shock absorbers that require fluid to maintain their height and cushion. If you are chronically dehydrated, as so many older adults are, your muscles become like dried jerky, brittle, weak, and prone to injury. Water is the river that carries these nutrients to your cells. Without it, the delivery trucks stop moving. Finally, I need you to embrace the concept of patience. You did not lose your gait overnight. It was a slow, cumulative decline. Therefore, its restoration will also be cumulative. Do not look for a miracle in a day. Look for progress in a month. But let me leave you with this absolute certainty. It is never too late. I do not care if you are 60, 70, or 85 years old. Your body is incredibly forgiving. It is waiting for the raw materials to repair itself. I have seen patients who thought their walking days were over regain their stride, their balance, and their dignity simply by changing what they put on their plates. The power to walk away from a future of frailty is not in a prescription bottle. It is right there, waiting for you in your kitchen. Start today. We have journeyed together from the terrifying reality of a fractured hip and the loss of independence to the empowering truth that your own kitchen holds the key to your recovery. I want you to internalize this reality. Never accept a shuffling gait, a loss of balance, or a feeling of heaviness in your legs as simply normal aging. These are not inevitable symptoms of time. They are red alert distress signals from a body that is starving for the specific raw materials required to operate 5 complex systems simultaneously: the brain that commands, the nerves that transmit, the muscles that execute, the bones that support, and the blood that nourishes. We have learned that beets open the fuel lines, sardines and leafy greens build the chassis, sweet potatoes and eggs ensure the electrical spark and transmission are flawless, while wild salmon and blueberries protect the central processing unit from rust and decay. The most profound lesson I want you to take away from this is a fundamental shift in your mindset regarding what it means to get older. Society often whispers that physical decline is your destiny. Modern medicine frequently focuses on managing the decline after the damage is done. But the truth is that your body retains a miraculous, almost forgiveness-filled capacity for repair, whether you are 60 or 80 years old, provided you give it the correct biological building blocks. It is never too late to intercept the decline and reclaim your autonomy. Applying this to your current life does not mean you must become a nutritionist overnight or strive for perfection. It means changing how you view your dinner plate. Look at your next meal not as calories to be counted, but as construction material for your future independence. Tomorrow morning, try adding a handful of spinach to your eggs. Tonight, instead of processed food, treat yourself to a piece of salmon and a baked sweet potato. Commit to drinking 1 extra glass of water. These small, consistent deposits into your biological savings account will compound over time, buying you years of stability and freedom. Do not wait until you need a cane to start caring for your legs. The power is in your hands, right now. To wrap up, I would love to hear your thoughts. Of the 7 gold standard foods for restoring gait that we discussed today, which one surprised you the most? Or which one are you planning to add to your grocery list this week? Please take a moment to leave a polite comment below with your answer so our community can learn from each other's choices. And if you found these deep medical insights valuable for your health and the health of your loved ones, please click the subscribe button for ElderFit Nutrition and turn on the notification bell. Your support is the fuel that motivates us to continue researching and producing high-quality content to help you live a stronger, more stable life. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.